Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Training Simplified podcast. Today, we're just going to dive right in. Sam and I were talking pre-roll here, talking about goals because it's sort of a new year. That's what people do, right? Talk about
Yep.
goals. And
Everybody's got goals now.
everybody's got goals. And Sam, I have a very important question for you that people want to know.
Yeah.
Why do you hate SMART goals so
Oh,
much? What do you got against?
do.
What do you got
I
against
do.
SMART goals?
I do hate SMART goals. No, they're good. It's not like I hate SMART goals. It's that they are uninspiring. It's like, you need to have them. Like if SMART goals are better than no goals or like ambiguous goals. I'll give them that. But to me, it's like, I think we've reached the point as like trainers and as people setting goals that like, if your goal isn't specific and measurable, then like, I think we all know that that's not a real goal. Like it's just an idea.
Right.
And so to me, it's like, we get asked a lot to come in and teach goal setting for people like manager training. It's like teach how to set goals, and everybody wants to use SMART goals because that's like the framework that everybody knows. It's like, yeah, obviously you got to teach SMART goals. And it's like, but do you? Because they should know it already. And then like, you're going to spend an hour talking about like, is it time bound? And it's it's an email now. It's
almost a given is what you're saying. Like if you say the word goal, you're just assuming it's a SMART goal. Like that's
you would think
basic
so.
assumption. Yeah.
That's right. And there's so much out there that like, you don't need a whole training on creating a SMART goal. It's like a YouTube short. You can watch a 60-second thing and figure out how to write SMART goals. And that's the training. Like if you can't get it from that, then we're lost. And so it's not that I don't like them. It's that if I'm talking to a manager or a leader about setting goals, I'm not trying to get them to just write a goal. Usually they're trying to do something more. Like the goal is to move their restaurant forward or move their team or company forward in some way. And if that's your real goal, you need to do more than just like document a goal.
Yeah.
You need to inspire a team. If you're a leader of somebody trying to set a goal to hit new sales records or crush your numbers for this period, you can't just say like, this goal is specific and here's how we're going to measure it. And it is achievable and it's relevant to what we're doing. And it's time bound because it needs to be done in the next quarter. Otherwise we're not going to hit our bonus. And it's like, it's boring when you set a SMART goal. If you're a leader saying that to your teams, they're going to be like, yeah, okay. Like that's just our job and what we do. But if you're a leader trying to inspire a team to do something they've never done before and achieve a level that they've never hit before, you can't set SMART goals. You need to inspire them more. And so I've created a framework that I use to kind of elevate it and take it to the next level. I don't know if it's useful or not. I mean, it's useful to the people I teach, hopefully, but I haven't
heard this, so I'm intrigued.
Well, you've
piqued my interest, and it better be an acronym. If it's not an acronym,
it's an acronym. It's an acronym.
Okay, good.
The irony is, and this is a long lead up to the acronym, but I developed it when I was moving to Charlotte at Red Ventures. Meredith, my wife, was trying to get me in this mindset.
Yeah.
And I was like in Denver, we were packing up. We had a 4-month-old kid and a 2-year-old kid. Yeah. And we're packing up our life in Denver and we're moving to Charlotte. And Meredith and Caitlin Liebert, who you know well, and I were hanging out and we were talking about like, you got to go there and like kill it. And I was very nervous. I was leaving the restaurant world, joining a corporate world, and had like a lot of stress on my plate of like, I got to make this work. And I think I was saying something to them before I was leaving about how like, yeah, I hope it works. I hope I do a good job, or I hope I hit it. And they were like, no, you need to crush it. You are going to like the mindset you need to have is you are going to obliterate it. Like you are going to go there and set the stage and do this thing. And I was getting all hyped up. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I changed the background of my phone. And the background of my phone was one of those like, set goals, smash them, be a whale, be a shark, like eat vermin for dinner kind of thing. It was a long list, but in the middle was set goals, smash them, blah, 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 blah. Well, I get to Red Ventures. First training they asked me to teach at Red Ventures, goal setting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going in teaching SMART goals to these people, like
Don't
very smart, educated people, all graduated, 4-year degrees. Like they don't need SMART goals. They all knew it already. And I was like, what am I going to teach them if they all know that? And I was looking at my phone like, yeah, that's it. So SMASH is the new acronym: set goals and smash them.
Nice.
And I talked about how you need to elevate your goals. And I took this mindset that I had about this transition in my life and applied it, but still have to be specific and measurable. Like, goal, that's still correct. Like, what is the goal? How will we know if we won or lost? And the goal with measurable is like, it's a yes or no answer. Did we hit the goal or did we not hit the goal? But then I took it and took it a step further, because one of my favorite books of all time was Good to Great by Jim Collins. And it talked about what separated good companies from great companies. And he has his own acronym in there called the BHAG. Have you heard the BHAG before?
Big, hairy, audacious goal.
That's right. So the A in SMASH is audacious, right?
Nice.
He had it right. Your goal needs to be audacious. And he talked about how, like, Sundar Pichai, back when he was leading Chrome at Google, would set these insane goals that we're going to have 200 million active users by the end of the year. And he didn't hit it, but he got like 150. And so the next year he set some other ridiculous goal that was like 500 million users by the end of the year. And he kept doing it and kept setting these audacious goals that inspired the team. And so to me, as I start to think about leaders and what the difference is, goals need to be specific and measurable, but they also need to be audacious. And to me, that resonated. And I think it's something we can all take away. Good to Great, a great book. Big, hairy, audacious goals, the framework for that book. So as you're thinking about goals, make sure they're audacious. A big, hairy, audacious goal gives you something worth going after. And I feel like, as I've reflected on goals, anything worth going after, that if you're going to sit here and like vision cast for the year, it better be audacious. Otherwise, like, you're going to look back in 12 months and be like, well, what did I accomplish this year? And it's like, well, I hit my SMART goals. They were realistic. They were relevant to what I was doing. They were achievable, but like, that's another year. That's an average year. If you're going to sit here and put the time and energy to create a goal, make it audacious, make it worth something going after. So then you get to the S.
Love it.
Tim Ferriss. You know Tim Ferriss?
Still smart, measurable.
Specific, measurable.
Specific, yeah. Specific, measurable, audacious.
And then do you know Tim Ferriss? The 4-hour work week guy?
Work week.
Yeah.
4-hour body, 4-hour work week.
4-hour anything. You can do anything in 4 hours.
Yeah. That guy will give you anything in 4 hours.
Anything you want in 4 hours. He had a concept as he was teaching this, the 4-hour work week and all of that he was talking about, well, what's the difference of the people that make this kind of progress and don't? And he got on goals as he was talking about it. And he was like, there's something in the mindset for people that just set goals and they try to achieve them versus the ones that actually deliver. And the difference was there were stakes on the line. And what they found psychologically was that if there are consequences or stakes attached to your goal, you are much more likely to hit them. If for nothing else, then you don't face the consequences of the action. So like, you got kids, I got kids. I think we see this all the time, that like, as parents, you try to put consequences. Do this thing or don't do this thing. And I'll give you a reward or a punishment for hitting it. Because more often than not, kids will be like, yeah, I want the ice cream, or I don't want to get grounded. So I'm going to do the thing you're asking me to do. So what he's saying is the adult equivalent of that needs to be something that matters to an adult, either a reward so lofty that you're willing to do whatever it takes to hit it. Like, I'm going to try to lose 60 pounds this week or this year. Hopefully not in a week.
Yeah.
Tim Ferriss, 4-hour abs, just knock that out. But like, over the course of the year, if you're trying to lose 60 pounds, get abs. And when you do, the reward is you're going to Turks and Caicos on a vacation, and you're going to reward it's like worth it to go on the vacation. He put the converse, which is consequences. And he found that people that were like, hey, if you don't get it, you've given $1,000 to a friend. And the directive to the friend is, if I don't hit my goal, you donate this money to a cause I don't believe in, or something crazy like that. Like, it was his examples were very political, but it was like, you're going to give this money to this political candidate that I fundamentally disagree with. And so I'm going to work my ass off because I don't want my money going to that candidate, because there are consequences or stakes. And he showed that those that had stakes attached to their goals significantly more likely to achieve the goals. So the framework then is, it's still specific, it's still measurable. Now it's audacious. It's something worth going after and inspiring others to go after. And now there are stakes on the line. There are consequences if we get there or don't get there. We see this all the time in restaurants with like team parties. Like we're going out for drinks afterwards, or we'll bring in cake for everybody, even though you shouldn't bring cake into the restaurant.
The dining room only.
The dining room only. Don't bring it to the back house. But there are rewards. There can also be consequences if we don't get it. So if we think like you and I talk to brands all the time about setting like throughput goals, how fast can we go? Great that you set a goal to say like, we're going to hit 50 transactions this hour. Okay. Like, is it audacious? It's specific and measurable. Is it audacious? Is that like a goal worth going after? And what happens if your team hits it? Because if there's nothing that happens when they hit it, it's just like pat on the back, good job. Like, is it really worth putting in the extra effort? Like, what's in it for them?
Right.
So the last one I came to, because I was going through this and I was explaining this framework to people. And what I realized was the psychology behind these goals, that like, if it's specific and measurable and it's audacious and there are consequences, all of a sudden there's a lot of weight on this goal. And the reality is, with any goal worth doing that, the number one pitfall that I found with leaders is that they try to do everything themselves. They have a really hard time rallying the team. So they set a goal, and the person rallying the goal often has the most on the line for delivering the goal. And so they'll put their head down and do whatever it takes to make that goal come to life and hit it. But what I've also seen is that so many leaders burn themselves out doing that exact same thing. And to me, it's not worth it to hit the goal if you burn yourself out doing it, because you're a wreck afterwards. And so the H in SMASH is help. Is identifying proactively what help do you need in advance, and checking in frequently with yourself to say like, am I asking for help? Am I getting the help that I need? Where do I need assistance to pull this off? And a great leader augments their strengths and their weaknesses with the team around them. So if they're great at data and analytics, but they're not great at inspiring a team with a message, they have somebody next to them who is great at inspiring the team. Or if they're great at inspiring the team, but they're not great at data and analytics, they augment the team with somebody who's great at that. Great leaders do that. The same thing should be happening with your goals, or if you're setting goals that are worth going after and there are consequences on the line, what are you likely to achieve on your own, and where do you need help? That's where people get personal trainers. That's where people get therapists. That's where people get field leaders and restaurant leaders coming in to give them guidance and coaching, because you can't do it on your own and you need to ask for help. And when you combine the 5 of those things, to me, it's a very different goal setting practice than setting a SMART goal, which is good, but it's boring. The SMASH goal is something worth going after. You want to set goals and smash them. It's specific, it's measurable, it's audacious. There are stakes on the line and consequences for hitting it or not hitting it. And you're proactively asking for help and building the team around you to achieve the goal. If you do that, to me, that's a lot more inspiring than just setting a SMART goal.
Man, I love it. I'm inspired. I want to go smash some goals right now.
Set goals, smash them, be a shark. I think I have the picture somewhere where it literally said like, be a shark. You're a mother effing lion. Something like that. It was like, yeah, I am.
Dude, I love that. I really do. I think that's a great framework. And yeah, especially the help part. Like who can achieve goals on their own? Like, I mean, really, like in the real world, like people, some people, but like for most people in the real world, like you absolutely have to have help. You have to have support. You have to have accountability. To me, that's like the absolute like crux of it. That's like the turning point between like a goal that gets achieved and a goal that doesn't get achieved is that right there. And I love that.
I think that's it. And so many of us try to go it alone. And it's like you sit in a room, you craft goals, you've got it up on a wall, but like life is not a solo mission. Like, and if it's a goal worth going after, what better way to do it than do it with somebody else? Have somebody there with you to celebrate in the glory when you get there.
Right. And it might even be if no one is inspired by your goal, if no one else like gets excited about it, maybe that's a good feedback for you.
It's the wrong goal. Yeah.
I mean, right? Like if you tell people and they're kind of like, oh, okay, well, why would you even want to do that? You know, but if people are like, yeah, oh, wow, I want to be a part of that, or I want to help you do that. Like, that sounds great.
I think even like to say, is it audacious enough? is it big enough? Like if people's eyebrows don't raise when you say it, like, is it, if you don't need help to achieve the goal, if it's something you can do on your own and like knock out in a couple weeks time, like, is it audacious enough? Like to me, it's also, if you don't have to ask for help, the goal might not be big enough.
Yeah. I love it. Wow. Well, I think that's the best place to wrap up, man. Thanks for sharing that framework. I really love that. Yeah, let's help people smash some goals.
Let's do it. 2025, smashing goals.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Matt. Till next time.